Thank you very much, Mark. Wall of red and white to our right-hand side. The Bayern Munich fans have brought out their flags tonight. Both teams standing for the Champions League anthem, and we are ready to get started. These are two of the very biggest names in world football. Two sides who've met each other more often than any other two clubs in the European Cup over the years. This is the 25th meeting, and it's just been so close between them over the years. They've each won 11 times in the past against the other. Last season, they met in the quarter-finals. Real Madrid won through. That was en route to winning the competition, of course, for Zinedine Zidane. They became the first side to retain the European Cup in the Champions League era. And you know, all the pressure that Zidane is under, being so far behind Barcelona in La Liga, he is still in with a chance of winning 3 European Cups in a row in his first 3 seasons as a manager at any sort of a senior level. Last season, Real Madrid won 2-1 here in Munich, and then they won 4-2 back in Madrid in the second leg. And Bayern will want to be much more competitive here to get things started. Madrid, by the way, wearing their change strip tonight. They are all in black with a little turquoise stripe down the side. Bayern Munich wearing all red. And the officials just down getting a team photo with the two captains on the halfway line. Cristiano Ronaldo comes walking over to the touchline. You mentioned when we came here last season, Pat, about, he strutted around like a peacock, and he said, right, this is my territory, this is my pitch. What do you make of Ronaldo's body language ahead of kickoff tonight?
I wouldn't say it was quite as extreme as it was in Turin. And certainly, but he has no shrinking violet at the moment. He's not walking about hiding out there. He's been quite almost captain-like. He's walking around, talking to a variety of players, lifting them up. But he's the last person to come onto the pitch here, walked over to his side. It's as if, everyone made an entrance, but I want to make another one. And he's just made another one.
There he goes, running back across the pitch to get into position. Cristiano Ronaldo. Difficult to take your eyes off the Real Madrid number 7. All the praise that Mo Salah is rightly getting this season, and all the goals he scored. Well, Ronaldo has scored more goals per game than Mo Salah, and it just shows that consistent level that he continues to produce season in, season out. And he doesn't just score the goals over the course of a campaign, he scores in the big matches as well. We are underway. Thomas Muller, what a footballer he is, getting the game started. Bayern Munich will play from right to left as we look down, attacking the end where the Real Madrid fans are housed, high up in the sky, right in the roof of the impressive Allianz Arena. Lewandowski's onto an early mistake here in the penalty area, swings it back from Muller, who tried to adapt his stance, tried to acrobatically get a shot in, but he wasn't able to connect with the ball. And Bayern Munich threatening to score inside the opening 30 seconds, and Real Madrid get away with it.
Doesn't look like it's going to be one of those games of chess football games, is it? Really, really live at the start. Put a mistake there at the back, it has to be said. They couldn't quite get his feet right to get it back on target. But then immediately there's a break. A phenomenally quick play off the left-hand side. Referee could have been tempted to go for his card there over on that right-hand side. But he didn't. It's Kimmich who was really quick onto that there. But so it's so early in the game, I think that's the only reason why he didn't reach for his card. And Isco still kind of rubbing his shoulder. He did go down rather heavily.
Well, I was at Anfield tonight, and the noise was absolutely incredible. And that Liverpool-Roma game, it feels just as loud here at the moment. It's a wonderful bowl of a stadium. There's nowhere for the noise to escape to. It just swirls around in here as Ulrich, the Bayern Munich goalkeeper, rolls it out to Matt Hummels and receives it back again. Still no Manuel Neuer for Bayern Munich. He's been out for a long, long time with that metatarsal break. He is back in training, but not even on the bench. Tom Stark is the replacement goalkeeper, so they need a great ball played forward. Here's Toni Kroos, former Bayern Munich player, into the penalty area for Real Madrid, hooks it across. Lucas Vazquez had come to the near post. It was a good run, but Kroos's cross was anticipating someone at the back post. Unfortunately for Bayern Munich, it skids right across their penalty area and goes out for a throw-in down below us to the right-hand side. So both teams with early attacks into the opposition penalty area inside the opening 2 minutes.
But I've just seen some something from Cristiano Ronaldo there that has taken my breath away. What he did, he ran about 60 yards in the oddest direction towards his own goal and dragged the entire defence with him, and that's why Kroos got through. The intelligence of that movement there is off the scale. Absolutely brilliant by Ronaldo there. But most of the time you wouldn't even see it because, you know, you're watching Kroos making the run through. Wow, that was brilliant.
Yeah, where Cristiano Ronaldo wanders, defenders will follow to keep tabs on him. Here is Thomas Müller for Bayern, slipping it onto Ian Robben. Casemiro lunges in, Robben right the way through him, hangs in across, and it's an adapted clearance by Lucas Vazquez. It's only as far though as James Rodriguez. There's appeals for a penalty. Play on, says the referee though, and Real Madrid tried to play their way out of trouble, and you cannot hear yourself think inside the Allianz Arena. It's a wall of noise.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think it hit off the shoulder there. I don't know if that, and certainly it was not deliberate there, so that would have been a very tough one for the referee to give. But you're right, the speed of the brakes just now, and again it's down to the fact that both teams are being very, very positive in the way they're lining up just now. But certainly looking at, I was expecting Kroos to sit back with Casemiro and that midfield there, but Kroos is going on a lot of the time, so both teams are almost doing a version of 4-1-4-1, which is ultra positive, and you know that's why you're getting such a wide open, long and fast game right at the start here.
Bayern Munich 0, Real Madrid 0. Champions League semi-final first leg. We've played less than 4 minutes. You know, it's great just to watch a player, this, you know, the stature of Ian Robben there, and we all know what he does. You know, he cuts in off the right wing onto his left peg. He's got that one trick, and you know what he's going to do, Pat Nevin, and yet time and time again he executes the same manoeuvre.
Well, he did something I didn't expect him to do there. He stood on his feet when someone came in behind him, you know, and usually he just goes to ground a little bit too. Well, in the past he has done. On that occasion he stayed on his feet, and that's what led to the chance. Just a little chance to look at that there, and it was definitely off the shoulder. It was no penalty kick. I know a shoulder can actually be a penalty kick if it's deliberate, but it wasn't.
We've got Dutch officials tonight. Bjorn Kuipers and his team. He was in charge of the Champions League final back in 2014. Very experienced official. By the way,
spoke too soon there about Ian Robben. He's down.
I was going to say, yeah, he's down. And
I think he is injured though.
Going to need some treatment. And two Bayern Munich physios come sprinting on like Usain Bolt to get over to Ian Robben and get him back in the game as quickly as possible. This is 5 Live from the BBC. Liverpool, who have got a 5-2 lead in the other semi-final before they go to Rome for the second leg next week. The winner of that game will play either Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, who we are watching here tonight. They're just tuning our way on 5 Live. Very early chance for Robert Lewandowski into the Real Madrid penalty area, and a very early chance for Toni Kroos against his old team down the other end into the Bayern Munich penalty area. Both teams got away with it on that occasion. Zinedine Zidane taking advantage of this break to walk right up to the edge of the pitch and give some instructions to Luka Modric. He's opposite number tonight, by the way, the Bayern Munich coach Jupp Heynckes, who has won the Champions League with both these clubs in the past. He won it as Real Madrid manager in 1998. He won it with Bayern Munich in 2013. They know already he's going to be replaced now. Niko Kovac is coming in the summer. Jupp Heynckes at 72 years of age, back for his 4th spell as Bayern Munich boss. It would sort of be like if Alex Ferguson was brought back to coach Manchester United for 6 months. It's that kind of a scenario, and imagine if he can lead them. Already they've got the Bundesliga, they're in the final of the German Cup, but if he could win the Champions League again, what a fairy tale for Jupp Heynckes.
Well, he's got enough world-class players around, but he's up against an extraordinary team just now, and you look back at the way that Real Madrid have done in this competition, you know, back to that time against Tottenham Hotspur at the early season, you thought surely they've gone now. Well, they hadn't gone, they were just resting, they were just getting ready for the competition.
Isco lays the ball back to Luka Modric. If you missed the 10 years earlier on, Benzema's on the bench. Normally starts the big games. Here's Ronaldo, he's offside. Scoop to him from Lucas Vazquez. Cristiano Ronaldo just straight in behind Mats Hummels. Gareth Bale also on the bench this evening. Vazquez and Isco, 2 young Spaniards in support of Cristiano Ronaldo.
I'm just having a look at this. Yeah, his knee's just about offside. The assistant referee's got that one right. Very, very tight one. And I wonder if Robben's going to... He's not going to make it yet. I think there's a substitution going to be made.
So it'll be interesting to see, because we spoke.
Well, he's off actually already. He's walking.
He's off the pitch. He's walking around. They're playing with 10 men, Bayern Munich. Vasquez tries to run onto a through ball. Good early touch to control it, but Rafinha nips in and is able to help it back to the goalkeeper Sven Ulrich. We marvel when we saw the team news. We said, "Oh right, they're really going for it here." But with Robin coming off now, do they replace him with another attacking player, or do you now say, right, let's be more solid in the middle of the park?
My suspicion is Alcantara come on, so they'll go back to a 4-2-3-1 really. Alcantara maybe a little bit deeper, certainly a wee bit deeper than Robin would go. So that actually looks like a more sensible team, if you know what I mean. But it's sad to see Robin go off, because he is a very, very special player. And he's coming to that period of his career now where he's not going to play all the time, but to last as short a period as this is quite saddening for him. I suspect he was injured before and they thought, well, let's try it, see if it works, and it hasn't.
Ian Robin, who turns 35 next birthday, former Real Madrid player. He's only lasted about 5 minutes on the pitch tonight against his old team. He's off, and Thiago Alcantara will come on. Former Barcelona player, and despite being a Barcelona player and playing against Real Madrid many times in the past, this will be the 10th time he takes to the field against them. He's only been on the winning side against Real Madrid once before. But Thiago Alcantara is a very different player to Ian Robin, and this forces just an early change of focus. It looks at the moment like Thomas Muller's going to drift over to that right-hand side. His possession is picked up by James Rodriguez, and that's a throw into Bayern on the halfway line. 0-0. Ian Robin, he is walking to the tunnel. He's been applauded. Many Bayern fans getting to their feet down below us, but he's got his hands up on his forehead, and he looks so disgruntled. And Ian Robin denied a night on the big stage here against his old club. As a good ball is played by Mats Hummels through to Lewandowski. Big tackle by Sergio Ramos, who was suspended for the second leg against Juventus in the quarter-final. He went lunging in. He's hurt himself as much as the other way around. Both players are down and going to need treatment, it looks like.
And the way it happened, the angle, we actually couldn't see it. It seemed like a 50-50. To be honest, I think Sergio Ramos was probably okay just now, and he's covering himself because he's the one that certainly made the foul there. He didn't get there quick enough in front of Lewandowski, and it should be a foul to Bayern Munich, and the referee is not going to give him one. Robert
Lewandowski having another potent season in front of goal. 25 goals in 21 home games this season. Scored against Real Madrid in the quarter-final last year. He's okay, he's back up on his feet, and Pat alluded to, I'm not sure there was much wrong with Ramos anyway.
Yeah, he's really lucky. Remember, he's just back from a period of suspension as well in the Champions League, and he'll be fine. He'll be 100% there. He knows he tried to get to that ball, didn't get there in time, and the referee's wrong. A, free kick. B, possible yellow card.
Well, so early in the game as well. 10 minutes played. He's got away with it this time, Sergio Ramos. Remember being here more than 2 years ago, 3-4 years ago, the semi-final when Sergio Ramos scored twice for Real Madrid against Bayern Munich.
Funny that little injury to Robin when he went down, and it slowed it down, and everyone, it's kind of killed the pace a wee bit of the game, hasn't it? Because it started off at this fantastic pace, but there's a bit of a readjustment going on now, particularly obviously for Bayern.
Here is Franck Ribéry, who turned 35 earlier on this month. Lays it back to Rafinha, another former Barcelona man. And then James Rodriguez. What an unusual situation for him. We're used to the Premier League. If a player is out on loan, he can't play against his parent club. But it's almost like a mini transfer. It's a 2-year loan period. James Rodriguez on loan at Bayern Munich. And here he is playing against Real Madrid, who paid an absolute fortune for him. He didn't get to play all that often. But he's done well at Bayern Munich.
I was intrigued before the game because it's such an unusual thing to see. I watched them, they set up in two lines and they walk across each other and they shake hands. And I was wondering what sort of reaction they would get, and the reaction was absolutely lovely. They really were very, very warm towards him, every single one of the Real Madrid players as they went by him. So they weren't giving him the cold, hard glare. I suspect if he did that with a British team, he might get a cold, hard glare.
Here comes Muller. Thomas Muller gets to within 10 yards of the Real Madrid penalty area, but Casemiro is in to regain possession for the visitors. Modric now on the edge of his own penalty area. Real Madrid trying to play their way out of trouble, but Carvajal's pass goes astray. Bayern will regain possession back inside their own half with Mats Hummels. He'll give it across to the former Manchester City man, Jerome Boateng. Still Bayern Munich 0, Real Madrid 0 in this Champions League semi-final first leg. We're live in Munich tonight. Zinedine Zidane standing on the edge of the technical area, watching a long ball played forward towards Lewandowski. Lewandowski's first touch a little bit heavy, too close to Carvajal, who's able to help it back to the goalkeeper, and Navas up to the halfway line. Here come Bayern again. Ribery, left-hand side. Real Madrid doubling up at him. Lucas Vazquez helping out Carvajal. Rafinha with a lovely touch. Oh, that's a delicate little Brazilian little nip. He just dinks the ball over the shins of Vazquez to run around the other side, and Vazquez has hacked him down. He'd have been done inside out otherwise. Lovely skill from Rafinha. Free kick to Bayern Munich.
Absolute classic winger's tackle. He just had a swipe at it and missed completely. I don't think there was anything evil in that at all. But you're right, it's a lovely little touch there. But just the game has quietened down, but just keep on watching the movement of Lewandowski. It's absolutely astounding, and he's a massive, massive danger. He's already got away from both centre-halves a couple of times already. The ball hasn't been delivered. He is such a danger every time the ball's put in.
James Rodriguez takes the free kick. It was bending away from the goalkeeper. Sergio Ramos takes no chances. On the edge of his 6-yard box, he heads it out for a corner. Corner to Bayern Munich on the right-hand side as they come forward.
There were balls put in there, and Carvajal just pushed Lewandowski there off the ball. I tell you what, shouldn't take chances like that.
Joshua Kimmich takes the corner. Vazquez, he's so confident to take it down inside a busy penalty area. But as Real Madrid play it away, they're just returning possession to Boateng, and Bayern Munich get it back once again. 14 minutes bang on the clock. Rafinha short to James Rodriguez.
What's the nice thing about watch Bayern Munich here? They're not spooked by this at all. They're very comfortable. They're not thinking, we need to desperately score a goal just now. They're not over pushing it at the moment. And that's a team that's used to winning at home. The question would be as calm if they lost a goal, or will they be as calm with 25 minutes to go if it's still 0-0? They need a goal in this game.
Thomas Muller challenged by Varane. Throw into Bayern Munich, left-hand side as they come forward, midway inside the Real Madrid half. Back now to the halfway line to Hummels, who's scooped a ball. He's completely miscued it. He was trying to whip it out to Joshua Kimmich, and he's ballooned it over the top of him, and that goes out for a Real Madrid throw, which is taken quickly by Marcelo to Cristiano Ronaldo. Boateng comes thundering in behind him, and that goes out for another Real Madrid throw, this time inside the Bayern Munich half. Joshua Kimmich, who's sort of become the new Philip Lahm, if you like. He's been a midfielder for most of his career, but since Lahm has retired, he's now become the right back, not just for Bayern Munich, but for Germany as well. He's played most of the recent games over the past couple of years at right back for Germany.
I can remember him being stuck up at number 10 a couple of times as well, Conor. He really has been moved around. A player that they trust just about anywhere in the field.
James Rodriguez with a glorious pass to Thiago Alcantara. He's got some room to run into here, trying to give it out to Ribery. Very alert defending by Carvajal to win it back for Real Madrid. Now Modric just to ride a tackle in the midfield. Isco will play it out into space, and this is dangerous now. Space for Cristiano Ronaldo, attacking the penalty area, goes around Boateng, claims he was fouled. Elaborate leap from Ronaldo, but the referee says no free kick. He says play on. Cristiano Ronaldo has something to say about that. He's wagging his finger and he's laughing at the decision, but he thundered into Boateng there. What did you make of that?
Do you know what? It's because of the pace. The pace was extraordinary, and it's a good distance away from us. And from this distance, it looked like a dive. But you know what it's like with Ronaldo. Sometimes because of that pace, he can get a tiniest little clip, and he will go down. But it did look theatrical from here. But the referees sometimes it's a tough one, because if you don't give a free kick there, you're thinking, well, he must have dived. You get the card out. Tricky one, because now and again there is contact, but it's not deliberate, and you run into the player. Tough one, that one. I have to say, I'd like to see that one in slow motion.
You don't see many wingers do that, Pat. I mean, wingers often try to go inside or outside or around a defender. He just ran full pelt at it.
Yeah, absolutely straight at it. And it's no surprise you get a little bit of contact there when you do that sort of thing. But I think at that point in time, I think it was a Boateng. He'd actually got very, very square there, so he got himself in a bad position. However, great ball.
Here comes Isco, lovely ball to find him in the left wing, nips into the penalty area, turns around Kimmich, great from Isco, then shoots, and a good block away. And Javi Martinez was back there inside the penalty area for Bayern Munich, who are working very hard. They've had a lot of the ball, the German side, in this opening quarter of an hour. When they lose it, they work ever so hard to try and win it back again, as Ribery is fouled on the halfway line, and that's a free kick to Bayern Munich. But already the pattern is developing. Munich with so much of the possession, but Real Madrid looking dangerous on the counter-attack.
Really intelligent in the breaks as well. That ball there played was the best pass of the game by some distance, and it was by keeper Navas from his own 18-yard line. Really caught it, zipped out to the left-hand side. There's 1-on-1 to get through there. Didn't make the best of it, as we know, in the end, but they're looking really, really clever on the break just now, and they are playing as a breaking team right now, Real Madrid. I suppose it's no great surprise, because you've got the pace of Ronaldo up there, and you know that he will use it when he needs it, and the rest of the time he's just taking a bit of a rest.
0-0 so far. Bayern Munich, who are unbeaten at home in all competitions this season. James Rodriguez inside the centre circle, allowed to turn with the turquoise green boots. That's a lovely ball. Picking out Lewandowski on the left hand side. He's got two up with him. Coming infield of Varane. Back to James Rodriguez, 15 yards outside the Real Madrid penalty area. Kimmich's with them on the right hand side. Infield again to Javi Martinez, and Bayern Munich are trying to stretch the Madrid defence as Rafinha drills in a shot. Didn't quite have the power on it. Bounced up into the arms of Keylor Navas.
Yeah, probably the right thing to do there, because you want to bounce it just in front of the goalkeeper and see if he's on it tonight. You've obviously got Lewandowski, who's going to come in very, very quick if anything's dropped at all there. Nothing was dropped on that occasion. But no, that was much better. Maybe Lewandowski's a little bit disappointed that the ball's not getting played in a little bit quicker for him at the moment, but he doesn't seem to give up making those movements and those runs.
No goals in 5 live. Carvajal receives it from Modric, up from right back, gives it infield to Casemiro, back to Varane, and now 15 yards inside the Real Madrid half, Sergio Ramos onto Toni Kroos. Carvajal again on the right hand side, forward in deep into the Bayern Munich half. A lovely flick on by Modric. Ronaldo's onside, he's into the penalty area. Good recovery by Boateng. That goes out for a corner to Real Madrid. How was Ronaldo afforded that sort of space?
Well, mostly because of the brilliance of Modric. He's actually got the ball's played into Modric. He's got his back to the goal. He's got Ronaldo, who's 10 yards behind him in a strange angle, and the ball that he plays in there is just pure imagination. And the reason why they got space is because no one thought he would even think about putting the ball in there.
Here comes the corner from Kroos, headed up into the air by Boateng, and out for another corner on the right hand side. Cristiano Ronaldo is the top scorer in this season's Champions League. He has scored at least one goal in every single game, and he's played every single game for Real Madrid. Here comes the corner again by Kroos, this time headed away by Rafinha at the front post. Modric nods it back out to Toni Kroos, who was coming back from an offside position, and he probably should have made more of an effort there to stay onside. That relieves quite a bit of pressure for Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I heard Chappers earlier on chatting about the semi-final goals that have been scored as well by Cristiano Ronaldo. And it's a good statistic, but you know what? There's so many statistics as you could bring out of Ronaldo just now. They're just off the scale at the moment, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. And you consider his age, it is amazing that he's still got that. He looks possibly stronger than he has done at any point in his career, which is saying something. But I think that's because he uses it intelligently. He knows when to run. He doesn't do stupid running anymore.
That's the voice of Pat Levin watching this game with us here on 5 Live tonight. We're in Munich at the Allianz Arena. Real buzzing atmosphere. It feels like a big European game here as Real Madrid have possession. Varane, 10 yards inside his own half. Left-footed over the halfway line to Lucas Vazquez. Great defending. Bayern Munich lunging in. First Rafinha, then James Rodriguez, and Vazquez wasn't given a chance to blink there. He had players all over him. Here comes Thiago Alcantara over the halfway line. I thought that was a good ball for Ribery, who just in no way anticipated it. He was walking Frank Ribery.
Yeah,
it's a good pass.
The mention you said about 35 years of age slightly earlier, and he's a fabulous player, but at the moment he hasn't looked like going by anyone yet. He hasn't beaten one player yet, and we know he's capable of doing it, but he's against Carvajal, who's a very, very good player indeed, and that Robin didn't manage at any point, and he's off the field now. You wonder how close we are to the end of them two.
Isco swings one over the top, looking for the run of Cristiano Ronaldo. Good alert goalkeeping by Sven Ulreich, and he comes out and grabs possession for Bayern Munich, but Isco, who's playing on almost that playmaker role, he's a little bit deeper than Lucas Vazquez or Ronaldo, and he's trying to pick out passes to those front two. Free kick given to Real Madrid on the far side.
Just like the way that one's running deep and one's going long all the time. Sometimes it's more often than not as Cristiano Ronaldo who'll just run totally deep and the defence run out with him and someone else goes and makes a run, from a deeper area. I think Bayern Munich will figure that out quite soon. At the moment they haven't.
Casemiro, great vision, knew where Marcelo was, not even sure actually if he looked there, he just telepathically knew. Here's Isco in the penalty area, lovely dummy in the left boot, good recovery, and Kimmich is able to clear it away. That was excellent work. That's a misplaced pass though, picked up by Modric, 10 yards outside the Bayern Munich penalty area. Veers over to the left hand side, Isco back in field to Cruz. Now there's a bit of room for Carvajal. Again it's 10 yards outside the box, rolls it to the feet of Lucas Vazquez. It came back to Carvajal, it was a snatch shot and it's straight at the goalkeeper, but it's another chance for Real Madrid.
Yeah, again, comfortable breaking there, getting into dangerous positions. You wonder at some point whether they will adapt and change it in the second half and give a little bit more freedom to Cristiano Ronaldo. At the moment, most of his work is intelligent movement as opposed to on the ball. And I suppose most neutrals will want to see him on the ball doing his special things.
At the moment, Lewandowski is out in a right wing position. Thomas Muller, the more centrally located forward, but they'll keep switching back and forth. This is Jerome Boateng on the halfway line, 0-0 on 5-5. Ribery had made a run, not a good pass though from Boateng, overstruck. And that carries all the way through to the Costa Rican goalkeeper, Keylor Navas.
It's getting a wee bit cerebral now, isn't it? As opposed to some of the other Champions League games that we've watched this season, which have been mad, exciting and strange and just, uncontrolled. But this is a wee bit more controlled, a wee bit more old school Champions League.
Here comes Marcelo up from left back for Real Madrid in their dark outfits tonight. He rolls it back to Cruz, 7 or 8 yards outside the penalty area, dinking off his left boot, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo. It flashed in front of Ronaldo. It was a good cross that would have picked out the Portuguese player, but it took a deflection that just had it slightly in front of him, and that deflection means it's a corner to Real Madrid.
By his reaction, he doesn't think he was offside. He thinks he got caught in his heels there, and obviously with the deflection as well, that might come into it, but I think he feels as if he missed the chance because he didn't gamble.
Cruz again to take the corner, short run up, just a couple of steps. Rafinha's to head it away at the front post. That was dangerous, but I think the ball actually went, it was such a whip on it, it went out of play and came back in again.
Well, maybe even a push. There's a couple of pushes in there as well. The referee's having a word with, I think it may have been Varane was going through there, but it's one of those situations there just beforehand. How often do you say with Ronaldo he doesn't take a chance, he usually just naturally goes and runs into that area there. The ball came in, as you say, there had been that little bit of a deflection. Maybe he wasn't offside in the first place. Certainly the assistant referee didn't make any attempt to raise his flag. Modric
has had a huge opening 25 minutes. Again he wins possession with the interception in the middle of the midfield. Carvajal has it here, the right full-back position. Varane onto Sergio Ramos. Real Madrid playing from left to right as we look down. Bayern Munich working hard, but they need to here as the ball is flashed around in the midfield. Ronaldo gets it back from Marcelo, who's fouled. Play on, says the referee. Little chop cut of a turn from Cristiano Ronaldo, but he runs into trouble, and it's won back by Joshua Kimmich, and now across to Rafinha. And make no mistake, Bayern Munich are very competent in possession, very controlled. They don't panic, even if it's back around the edge of their own penalty area, and even if it's Cristiano Ronaldo sprinting at them. Mats Hummels turns under pressure from Modric, rolls it back to the goalkeeper Ulreich once again.
I'm watching Marcelo quite a bit at the moment just now. He's just beginning to creep forward on that left hand side, and it makes a massive difference to how Real Madrid play. If he plays when he's in his favoured more attacking position, he's like a left winger. He's almost impossible to stop when he runs with the ball. But he has other games where he just sits back and he takes it easy, and it's usually away from home that he does that. I think it's not whether he fancies it or not, it's usually what Zidane's told him to do. And at the moment I can see him creeping forward, maybe 10 yards at a time.
Absolutely huge week of football on 5 Live. Last night we were at Anfield to bring you Liverpool against Roma. Tonight it's Munich, Bayern against Real Madrid. Tomorrow night Eleanor Oldroyd will be presenting 5 Live Sport from the Emirates. Arsenal take on Atletico Madrid First leg of the Europa League semi-final. Commentary here on 5 Live as Carvajal comes forward for Real Madrid. Now Lucas Vazquez has done well to stay on side here. Sends it across. Ronaldo's header just couldn't get a firm enough touch at it. Boateng was jumping with him as well. But the first dangerous cross towards Cristiano Ronaldo, Lucas Vazquez provided it. And Bayern Munich relieved to see that go wide.
It's just his timing's fantastic. He managed to get between the two centre-backs.
Now, here's a chance. Kimmich breaking into the penalty area on the right-hand side. Looks up, goes for goal! Oh, what a finish from there! It looked to be a crossing position. Joshua Kimmich has scored and beaten the goalkeeper, Keylor Navas, from a tight angle, from at least 12 yards out on that tight angle. Bayern Munich lead in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final, and it's Joshua Kimmich who's only scored once in the Bundesliga this season. He's now got his third in the Champions League for the campaign. Bayern 1, Real Madrid 0.
We were talking about Kimmich before, the fact that, you know, he's actually plays in so many different positions, you know, and that he's been starting off at right back here, and he turns up in the right hand side there. Now, I'm watching that, expecting it to take a deflection, because it's beaten the keeper so easily in the near post. The right keeper, what's he done? Has he thought that it was going to be a cross? He has. He's gambled and expected the cross, and the cross hasn't come. He's zipped it into the near post. So well done, Kimmich. You've come from a very deep area. You've actually got in a great position, but the keeper is massively fault.
Lewandowski into the penalty area, shoved by Varane, goes down. Referee says no penalty. Bayern Munich have suddenly wrestled control of this game, and Real Madrid need to sort themselves out.
And just another thing to mention, just before that we were having a chat about the fact that Marcelo was keeping further and further and further up the field on the left hand side. Well, he crept up too far up the field, didn't he? Because that's exactly where he was caught in behind. In comes Kimmich, because Marcelo has sneaked that far up, and there was a massive, massive gap behind him.
It was a real confident shot from Kimmich. You know, had that been blazed wide, everyone would have said, why didn't you cross it? Here comes Lucas Vazquez into the penalty area, looking for Ronaldo. The flag is raised. Cristiano Ronaldo offside as the ball played to him in the penalty area. Free kick for Bayern Munich, who lead Real Madrid by a goal to nil. You know, with Liverpool leading 5-2 in the other semi-final, could it be a Liverpool-Bayern Munich Champions League final this year? A lot of football to go before we know who's going to be going to Kiev late in May. But at the moment, it's Liverpool and Bayern Munich who hold early leads in these semi-finals.
And I suppose we should underline, they scored that goal, but seconds later, Lewandowski was very, very close to getting through. He was looking for a penalty kick in the end there, and he didn't get it, and I don't think it was. But it was a chance to get through there, and there have been a couple of lazy moments in that central defensive area for Real Madrid in this first half.
Well, you know, let's not make any sort of illusion about it. The strength of Real Madrid is not in their defence, it's in their attack. And they have now only kept 4 clean sheets in their last 25 games, including tonight. And their success under Zidane has not been built on clean sheets. It's been built on outscoring opponents. But they're going to have to come from behind in this semi-final now. Boateng comes over the halfway line. Might have been tripped there by Marcelo. The Bayern fans are on their feet complaining about it. Lewandowski's not complaining. He's playing on. He's got possession in attack for Bayern Munich. Gives it back, and then Thomas Muller just backheels it out of play, so Boateng can get some treatment to come out. And we can catch our breath a little bit here. Half an hour played, 1-0 Bayern Munich. Joshua Kimmich with the goal.
Yeah, no, it's a big worry, I would say. Boateng goes down there. It's just the way he's going down. You know, you sometimes look at the body language of players when they go down and how they react. It wasn't rolling about. He stayed completely stationary while he sat down there and put his hands straight up in the air. And he's worried about that. He's very worried about that. And Boateng's a massive, well, in every sense, you know, literally as well, he's a massive player. But a hugely important player. He's really concerned about that injury there. So
Boateng leaves the field. Bayern Munich temporarily down to 10 men. 2 clubs here who know all about these latter stages of the Champions League. For Real Madrid, their 8th successive year in the semis. That's a record. And Bayern Munich into the last 4 for the 6th time in 7 seasons. This is not uncharted territory for these clubs. This is where they expect to be. almost semi-finals a bare minimum requirement if you're the coach of either of these two clubs. Well, then you come up against each other and anything can happen, as we've seen in the past. Here comes Hummels, well over the halfway line, helping it on to Thomas Muller. Boateng still receiving treatment on the far side. Muller 15 yards inside the Real Madrid half, back to Thiago Alcantara. If you're joining our coverage late here on 5 Live, Ian Robben started the game but only lasted a few minutes and was taken off for Thiago to come on. Now here is James Rodriguez against his parent club. He's 10 yards outside the Real Madrid penalty area, lays it off to Ribery. Rafinha's injected a bit of pace into this attack, gives it to Thomas Muller, now to Lewandowski on the edge of the penalty area. I think that return ball from Muller was intended for Rafinha, but Lewandowski cut it out. Now this is Ribery, crossing position on the left hand side. Lucas Vazquez trying to get close to him. Ribery's twisting and turning and shifting and eventually sends it across, not bad at all, and Keylor Navas dives and punches it away. It took a long time to come, that cross from Ribery, but it was dangerous when it did arrive. And then Isco is fouled on the far side, and that's a free kick to Real Madrid. And Bayern Munich still playing with 10 men.
No, they won't be soon, because as soon as he went down, I didn't think he was getting back up again coming out of this pitch, Boateng. And Zula?
It's your friend Nicolas Zula. Tell the listeners who didn't hear earlier on what you saw.
Yeah, he was doing his warm-up beforehand, and the 4 substitutes were playing a little bit of keep you up and doing this, smashing the ball up in the air, spinning it. So he tried to smash the ball up in the air and just about knocked himself out by smacking himself in the face.
Here comes Bayern Munich again. Thiago Alcantara into Ribery. Oh, it's a heavy touch, and he's just given it to the goalkeeper. What an opportunity for Franck Ribery. He was played in one-on-one and he couldn't control it, and it's a huge let-off for Real Madrid. Just a quick point before we discuss that. Hang on. Let's just watch the play. Here comes Ribery down the left-hand side. Varane's the defender. He tackles him. Good challenge on Franck Ribery. One Frenchman up against another. Vazquez back to Varane. Real Madrid looking to play their way out of trouble. Vazquez has it here. So calm. Just across his own penalty area to Casemiro. Floats it onto Marcelo. And they play out a defence wonderfully. Now one for Ronaldo to chase down the other end. And a first touch for Zula to beat Ronaldo in the sprint. And a big roar of encouragement from the Bayern Munich fans for Zula, who wins his first challenge up against Cristiano Ronaldo. So much to discuss. First, Pat Nevin, I want to ask you about 2 injuries so early in the game. We saw Liverpool get tired late on last night at Anfield. Jupp Heynckes has only got 1 substitution left.
He has, and it's not necessarily a fact that you'll run out of players, somebody else will get injured, then someone else, you end up with 10 men. It's not that. It's more that you have to make tactical changes as the game goes on, and it really limits him now. He might want to do something, change something at half time. He can't. He absolutely cannot. There's too much of a chance to take to bring somebody else on and leave yourself with no possible substitutions left. So your hands are slightly tied at this point if you're Heynckes, and it's a real shame for him, because at 1-0 up you're not worried about it, but if, every possibility Real Madrid could get a goal, especially if you've got Cristiano Ronaldo on the pitch. If that happens, 1-1 is an awful score for Bayern Munich, an absolutely awful score, and they would love to be able to make quite a few changes. They can't now.
10 minutes to half-time. So Thiago Alcantara has come on for the injured Ian Robben, and Nicolas Zula has come on for the injured Jerome Boateng. But at least Bayern Munich have got 11 players back on the field now.
I would say one thing, they haven't got the strongest bench I've ever seen in Bayern Munich's history just now, so maybe it's not that much a concern.
Casemiro onto Modric. It's a lovely ball to Lucas Vazquez, attacking the penalty area on the right hand side, pulls it back from Modric again. Good recovery by James Rodriguez. The loose ball spills for Lucas Vazquez. James Rodriguez wrestles him on the edge of the penalty area, and Rafinha digs it away. And James Rodriguez, the Colombian, look at it, he's waving his hands to the Bayern Munich crowd. He is really pumped up for this one. He's playing against his parents' club, but he is letting everyone know where his loyalties lie tonight.
It looks a very different player just now, doesn't it? To the player that we watched before. He is much more powered up, and he's playing, as a little bit deeper position as well just now. If I was watching and I didn't know it was him, I wouldn't think it was the same guy.
Here they come again. Bayern Munich, ball over the top. Thomas Muller runs after it. The bounce beats him, and it's through to Keylor Navas. People forget James Rodriguez, just how good he was at the last World Cup. He was the Golden Boot. He'd 6 goals in 5 games. He was brilliant for Colombia.
Yeah, and it's a real shame for him, because sometimes it's not that you're not good enough for the team you're with. It's just that at that time your style doesn't suit or doesn't fit in with him. And I think that's the reason why it's a 2-year, loan.
1-0 to Bayern Munich here in the semi-final first leg. Carvajal plays it too far in front of Lucas Vasquez. That goes out for a goal kick to the home side.
Can I ask you a question then? We've got Ribery right in front of us here, and he's been one of the great players in European history. Do you look at when you think you look 35 when you're getting the ball now?
No, he don't. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful as Hummels here rolls it back, but he almost looks like he's playing in a Legends game down there, Frank Ribery. He is so not at the pace at all. And when he was given that chance in the penalty area, that wasn't about stamina or pace, it was about control, and he didn't control it.
Yeah, and you can have, poor halves or poor 30 minutes or whatever. And by the way, there is an injury now.
So down here, Rafinha has been crunched into by Carvajal. Dani Carvajal has been called over by the Dutch referee. He's not reached for his card, but you can hear the whistles in the background. Oh, my ears are it actually hurts my ears, it's so loud. They are screaming for a yellow card.
Massive pressure on the referee, isn't there? And he's not budged. Give him that, he's not budged. But it's one of those ones where I think he's led with his elbow, and that's why it's annoyed everybody. I don't know if there's much of a kick there, but he's led with his elbow and caught Rafinha in the chest as much as anything else. And Rafinha shouting, suggesting now that he's been done in the knee as well. Personally, I think he'll be fine. He'll be okay in 2 seconds' time. But you know what Carvalhal's like? He likes to leave a little bit on a player now and again. And I mentioned earlier on in the game there was a cross put in, and he gave Lewandowski a little shove in the back off the ball, which was a dangerous thing to do. He needs to be careful just now. I think the referee's got his eye on him.
You talk about loud atmospheres inside stadiums. That was ear-splitting. Tens of thousands of whistles all at once, trying to convince the Dutch referee Bjorn Kuipers that should have been a yellow card for Dani Carvajal. 1-0 to Bayern Munich here. The goal from the right back, Joshua Kimmich. And Mats Hummels returns possession back to Real Madrid.
That was polite of you. That was a terrible ball by Hummels. He's got plenty of players to hit, and he just thumps it straight at the goalkeeper. Hopeless.
Lewandowski appeals there was a handball. Referee has got one arm outstretched as he runs to indicate that he agrees it was a handball, but he's playing advantage. And then Thiago is challenged by Varane down by the corner flag on the left hand side, and that's a throw in to Bayern Munich. So Bayern Munich in front. Rafinha comes up to take the throw in on the left hand side. Back to Thiago. Modric comes in to just put a bit of pressure on him. Munich retreat back to Mats Hummels. Little floated ball into the penalty area. Too high though for Thomas Muller. And that will be a goal kick to Real Madrid.
He is good at arriving in those positions, isn't he, Muller? And when he's adapted a little bit, they've moved him. He's gone almost in the position that Robin was playing in the first half, and they've got that 4-1-4-1 again, but there's a different grouping of it now, and right in that central midfield, I see how come try doing well.
This is Muller trying to cross to the right hand side. It comes back to him. He hangs it in higher this time. Too high for Lewandowski. Ribery now, can he make amends? Gets possession just outside the penalty area. Left hand side, quick feet, floats it across. Marcelo's backtracking, takes no risks, heads it out for a corner. Still wasn't a great cross from Ribery, but a corner to Bayern Munich.
You know what he's going to do? What he was at his very, very best to do a great time, he go down the right left foot, and he was unstoppable. He's not got the pace to do that now, so he always comes in and crosses with his right.
Corner is played in, Lewandowski, and then put over the top by Hummels. Mats Hummels, who scored once in the Champions League this season. It was an acrobatic volley. He was probably not the ideal candidate to take it on. He's put it over the top. Still 1-0 to Bayern Munich, but they come again. Varane has given away possession in defence. Ribery has it here, left wing for Bayern Munich. Cuts it back to Rafinha. Infield to Javi Martinez. Back out to Rafinha once again, who under pressure from Modric will turn and retreat into his own half. Hummels plays it forward. Muller flicks it on. Ramos with the interception, and Marcelo 15 yards inside the Real Madrid half turns and strokes it back to the goalkeeper Keylor Navas. 1-0 to Bayern Munich. Pat Nevin.
No, there's nothing on from Marcelo there. He's looking forward there, and he's desperate to go and play the ball forward so he can go and follow it and get involved in an attacking play. No pictures whatsoever. Isco was behind players. Ronaldo was about 70 yards over on the right wing here. It was just a complete blank space with just red shirts in it. So he looked a little bit frustrated there, and I think Real Madrid are getting a bit frustrated. I mean, they're getting towards half-time now. They're only 1-0 down, but there have been chances to go 2-0 for Bayern.
Real Madrid, who've not really got Cristiano Ronaldo into the game all that much in this first half. Back heel from Ribery, cross from Rafinha, arriving the back post is Muller. Oh, he hit it so well, but it clipped the heel of a defender. That was going into the bottom corner from Thomas Muller. It's instead out for a corner. Keylor Navas is so relieved, the Real Madrid goalkeeper. He would have got nowhere near that if it didn't deflect off the defender.
They're pushing it on now.
Here it comes in again. Hummels jumps with Varane. Navas comes and gathers, and there's a suggestion he stepped off the field, but the referee and the assistants say no and play on.
Well, they are pushing it a little bit now, aren't they? I mean, it's turned up a little bit. There's a real belief about this Bayern Munic team now, and you look at the Hummels opportunity, Ribery opportunity before that. Obviously he made a mess of it, but that Muller half volley, there was a chance, remember, in the first minute, and you compare that, there is a goal on top of that, and compare that with how many opportunities Real Madrid have had, and it's very, very few and far between for the black shirted Real Madrid players just now.
Time running out for Real Madrid in the first half. This is 5 Live from the BBC. We've got a couple of minutes to go to the break at the Allianz Arena. 1-0 to Bayern Munich. Real Madrid living a bit dangerously at the moment as Modric floats it out to the far side, controlled well by Marcelo. Ronaldo hovering in the edge of the penalty area. It's played in low. This is Isco. Tries to turn. Great first 2 touches. Back then out to Lucas Vazquez in a left wing position. He'll turn and give it back to Ramos, 20 yards outside the penalty area. It's a cross-field ball to Carvajal. Nods it back into... For a moment, Ronaldo thought about the bicycle. Marcelo hits the volley! Brilliant goal! The Brazilian left-back, Marcelo, hits it firm and true. The Bayern Munich defence were almost dazzled as Cristiano Ronaldo jummied almost to do a bicycle kick. He shaped to do it. He didn't pull the trigger. He didn't leap off the ground. The ball instead carried through to Marcelo, and he drills it beyond the goalkeeper into the far corner. It is 1-1. What a semi-final we've got brewing now.
Fantastic by Marcelo. To be honest, he's been a talking point for us all the way through this game. It was quite deep for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then he pushed forward, and just as he was creeping forward, he got caught out, and that's how they lost the goal. But he's not going to give up on it. It gets to that far. He's probably been the best player that Real Madrid have had in the game so far, because each time he's got on the ball, he's wanted to go forward, he's wanted to play 1-2s. In the end, there's not been enough players helping him. In this case, didn't need any help.
What a time to score. 1 minute, almost exactly 1 minute to half time, when Marcelo unleashed the left foot shot and drilled it into the back of the net. And you have to say that goal wasn't coming. You know, I was at Anfield last night when the opening Liverpool goal came. You said, well, that's coming. Down the other end, Bayern Munich have been making by far the better chances, but it's the sign of a team, maybe, you know, who've won the Champions League the last 2 years in a row, that Real Madrid, not playing at their best, have got themselves back on level terms as Ribery lunges infield at Casemiro. Was he brought down by Vazquez? He was. Free kick to Bayern Munich here, 4 or 5 yards outside the penalty area. We are into stoppage time at the end of the first half. Bayern Munich, who've led for much of this opening period, now back to 1-1, have got a late free kick. Yeah,
it's funnily enough, you can have a 0-0 and it can kind of peter out, but 1-1s don't always do that, because both teams actually have got something else to play for to try and score a goal. So at the moment, you know, with a couple of minutes added on here, you wouldn't be surprised if either team actually got A, a chance, and B, possibly a goal.
So James Rodriguez stands over the free kick. On the angle, it's about 10 yards outside the penalty area. Say the angle because obviously a 2-man wall has been erected, not directly in front of him, blocking the goal. Here comes the ball in, wonderful header down, saved by Navas. Lewandowski, header on target. It fell at the goalkeeper's shins. Either side, left or right of him, it could have been 2-1 to Bayern.
Did I say 2 seconds ago that when he says he's going to get a chance? That's, for Lewandowski, that is a massive opportunity. And to be fair, well done. He gets up high, beats everybody, gets himself into space, and does the classic heads the ball down with pace. He's basically just unlucky, because the only place it could go that the keeper saves it is directly armed, and that's where it ended up.
Well, we said right at the start, Pat Nevin, there was going to be goals tonight. We've had 2 already. I don't think we'll have seen the end of him as Ribery now, with the fresher looking leg, sets off down the left hand side. Carvajal's the defender. Ribery's got a trick, goes around Carvajal, floats into the back post. Marcelo heads it out for a corner. Real Madrid might have got their equaliser, but Bayern have responded very well, and they've been on all out attack since Madrid made it 1-1. A late corner in stoppage time at the end of the first half for Bayern Munich.
And two really neat pieces of skill from Ribery, who, as you say, didn't look good at all beforehand.
James Rodriguez in swinging, headed to the back post. Muller couldn't get the last touch. There's appeals. It was handled, I think, in there, but
they're appealing for a handball. I'm not sure there was a handball.
No.
The referee's going to get himself into trouble by blowing for the half.
Now anyway, half time. Thomas Muller might just have turned that in, to restore Bayern Munich's lead with the very last touch of the first half. But the goals from Joshua Kimmich to put Bayern Munich in front, that was the 28th minute, and then Marcelo in the 44th minute with what was at the time a rare Real Madrid attack. Ronaldo's been quiet. It's 1-1. Pat.
Pretty disappointed, I think, Bayern Munich must be just now, considering the opportunities they've had, the chances they've had. They've had most of the play without completely and utterly dominating, but those chances, particularly for Ribery before, they should have done, but much better with that. Lewandowski, he will not believe that he's not scored that, because that's 6, 7, 8 yards out, heading it clear, doesn't finish it, but it's 1-1. Marcelo probably the best player for Real Madrid, going up that left hand side, and the one time he did leave his post, he lost the goal, so it's all happening over there.
Yep, good game to watch here. Bayern Munich 1, Real Madrid 1 at the break. Mark Chapman. Yeah, thanks very much. Real Madrid are making a change at half-time. By the way, it's great how the players come out of the tunnel here. You've got this little door that opens up from the ground, a piece of ground between the two technical areas, AstroTurf and all. It lifts up, and the players come walking out from underneath that. There it goes, it's on its way down again. It's like closing the bonnet on a very nice car. Right, Asensio is coming on, and he will take the place of Isco. So, Real Madrid bringing on an attack-minded player, but it's not Benzema, it's not Bale, it's Marco Asensio, who is one of the rising stars of Spanish football. And he is on now to partner Cristiano Ronaldo and Lucas Vazquez in attack. He came off the bench to score against Juventus in the Champions League final in Cardiff last season. So, Real Madrid will get this second half started. Cristiano Ronaldo is standing inside the centre circle on his own, rolls it back to Toni Kroos. The first half, if you're just joining in here on 5 Live, in which Bayern Munich had most of the possession. They scored a goal midway through the half, but Marcelo with a very well taken goal against the run of play has Real Madrid back in level terms. Pat Neville.
Yeah, I have to say, I had to look at some of the statistics at half time. It was a 56-44 possession. It felt like a lot more than that, didn't it? A lot more than that. But then you can have possession but not in dangerous areas. I think it certainly felt that Bayern Munich had a lot more of the possession, a lot more dangerous areas, and certainly had more shots on target and attempts on goals.
Give you a full rundown of the teams in just a moment, but Bayern Munich defending here for the Real Madrid. Give a first touch of the ball to Marco Asensio, who's just come on. And now Toni Kroos here on the halfway line, rolls it back inside his own half. Sergio Ramos pumps it long, and Hummels was there to make sure it wouldn't run through to Cristiano Ronaldo. So the Bayern team, Sven Ulreich, the goalkeeper, Joshua Kimmich, who scored the goal, is the right back. Niklas Zula had to come on for the injured Boateng. He's alongside Matt Hummels. Rafinha is the left back. He's had a good game so far. Javi Martinez in the middle of the midfield with James Rodriguez, Thiago Alcantara, Thomas Muller, Frank Ribery, and then Robert Lewandowski, the striker up front. Lewandowski, who had one dangerous header towards the end of that first half and put it straight at the goalkeeper. The Real Madrid team, Keylor Navas is the goalkeeper. Back four, Carvajal, Ramos, Varane and Marcelo. In midfield, Modric, Casemiro, Kroos. And then the front three, Lucas Vazquez, Cristiano Ronaldo, Marco Asensio. Here is Thomas Muller in possession for Bayern Munich, just inside the Real Madrid half. He's given it away. Well won back by Sergio Ramos. Asensio now will come forward midway into the Bayern Munich half. Cristiano Ronaldo literally takes it off his toe, veers infield, shoots, and from Cristiano Ronaldo, a shot that is so far wide, it goes out for a throw.
And not just goes out for a throw, it's about 6 yards up the line there. That is officially a fine, and he'll get slaughtered for that. Oddly enough, when he scored that great overhead kick, and we watched him do that, he also had one of the most awful misses that night as well. So, I suppose if you're Cristiano Ronaldo, you can get away with it, but that was a dreadful effort on goal. One of the other things, we were talking about Marcelo at half-time, and a lot of time during the first half as well. We've got him right in front of us, and well done BBC for getting us in the most fabulous position tonight. But it's a joy to watch him and see what he does and how he plays the game tonight. He's actually got a player in Miller in front of him who's limping a bit.
Here is Marcelo on the halfway line. Infielder Sergio Ramos back into their own half goal, Real Madrid. This is 5 Live from the BBC Champions League semi-final first leg after Liverpool beat Roma 5-2 last night. It's 1-1 so far between Bayern Munic and Real Madrid. Here as Javi Martinez back to James Rodriguez. This is all still inside the Bayern Munic half. Rafinha. And now a chance for Thiago Alcantara to come over the halfway line. Modric trips in, referee blows the whistle. Free kick on the halfway line to Bayern Munich.
Yeah, keep on watching down this near side. It is an interesting battle. I mean, to be honest, this right-hand side of the pitch for Bayern Munich has been intriguing. That's where all the action's taking place, isn't it? The 2 goals have taken place, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if that continued, through the rest of the game, because, you're going to get Marcelo going forward, you're going to get Müller not tracking him back. There are going to be gaps there, but of course Marcelo is so dangerous going forward.
Carvajal is doing a good job again on Frank Ribery. Here is Ribery in possession, rolls it back to James Rodriguez on the halfway line, into Thomas Müller, back to Javi Martinez, and now James Rodriguez once more. Modric so close to him. As soon as the ball came, limited options for James Rodriguez. He certainly couldn't get creative with it. He just needed to pick out a safe pass to a teammate, and Modric is doing a good job keeping tabs on James Rodriguez at the moment. The Colombian is having a good game tonight. Here comes Joshua Kimmich running across the edge of his own penalty area and then rolls it back to Ulreich, the goalkeeper.
Good pressing from Real Madrid. You don't actually see that very often. You certainly didn't see it much in the first half, but it hasn't worked because Bayern have broken. Now
chance for Ribery, cutting in off the wing on the left hand side, gets it through to Lewandowski. Little flick back to front Ribery and a change of direction. He's on his left boot now into the penalty area, back to Lewandowski. Chance to cross now for Martinez from the far side. Ramos jumps in front of the goalkeeper, who for a moment was stranded. I don't know if there was a shout from the goalkeeper, but Ramos decided he was taking that into his own hands. Unfortunately for Real Madrid, it didn't fall to a Bayern Munich player. He could have gone anywhere. They managed to clear it away. Bayern come again. Lewandowski pushes it in front of Ribery. Has he got the legs? Keeps it in play down by the byline, left-hand side. Turns the defender, Casemiro. Pulls it back from Müller. Oh, that was really good from Ribery. We were having a go at him in the first half, but he's done excellent work there. Crossed the face of goal. Müller probably should have scored.
He's actually 3 pieces of brilliant skill. Just at the end of the second half, there were a couple. And I think he kind of pushed into a more of a performance after that really poor miss that he had. The ball came across to him early on, and halfway through the first half made a real mess of it, went straight to the goalkeeper without him even controlling the ball. Since then actually he's lifted a bit and he's been very intelligent about it. He's not got blinding pace anymore, but he's getting the ball in the last third in the area, using little bits of skill, and that's the second very good cross that he's got in.
Almost 6 minutes played in the second half. Tomorrow Atletico Madrid, the visitors at Arsenal. We'll have full commentary of that Europa League semi-final here on 5 Live. For the moment, here in Munich, 1-1. As Lucas Vazquez allows the ball to bounce, and Rafinha sees that opportunity, runs in and nods it forward. Thiago Alcantara is very strong in the challenge. Varane has got to recover with those long legs of his, stretching to win the ball, and Varane is fouled. Free kick to Real Madrid. And everyone's complaining. The Bayern Munich players are complaining it wasn't a free kick. The Real Madrid players are saying it should be a yellow card. And the Dutch referee is completely surrounded.
Yeah, and he'll just calm down. He's not actually got overexcited. So well done, referee, on this occasion. He's being put under a little bit of pressure. Both players seem to be going for the ball. Do you know what? There is nothing at all wrong with that by anyone. It's a tackle by both players.
But the referee shows the yellow card.
But who to? Is it to Ribery? For complaining?
There is 4 Bayern Munich players around the referee. He has raised the card. We think to Frank Ribery, but it's difficult to see. Yes, now Ribery's the player being spoken to now. So Ribery has been shown the yellow card.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything wrong with the tackle. It was two players going for a tackle, 50-50 ball. Both of them made a good effort at the foot of the ball. I think both of them got a little bit of the ball as well. And then there was a wee collision afterwards. Well done, referee, you got that one right. As long as it's just Ribery that you've actually yellow carded for complaining.
Bayern Munich, who finished with 10 men here against Real Madrid last season. Javi Martinez was sent off.
I noticed that yellow card's gone up there for Ribery, so I think it is.
Ribery, the man who's been shown the yellow card tonight. 1-1. This is Cruz, halfway line for Real Madrid against his former Bayern Munich teammates. Modric with an excellent pass to Carvajal on the far side. Real Madrid are wearing the change strip tonight, black with a little turquoise blue trim. Rafael Varane on his 25th birthday plays it left-footed, crossfield. That seemed unnecessarily flashy a pass there, and he's given possession away.
He actually was getting hassled by Marcelo on the far side here. He was desperate to get the ball, and again he was further forward than any other player in the team, and he's the left back.
James Rodriguez picks out Lewandowski. Now Ribery, who looks a different player in this second half. He's running at the Madrid defenders now. He pulls in a cross that goes wide, but at least there's a bit of presence from Frank Ribery now on that left-hand side.
Bit of a spring, Bill, which we really didn't see for about 35-40 minutes in the first half. We'll see how much longer. He's going to have to last the game almost certainly, because they've only got one substitution left. So whether he thought he was going to give 60 minutes and maybe get rested after that, he's going to have to last possibly the whole game. We shall see. Wonderful
control by Modric in the centre circle, gets it back from Marcelo. Cruz gets involved now. This is midway inside the Bayern Munich half, central location, out wide to the right hand side to Carvajal. Now Cristiano Ronaldo gets involved, dummies to shoot. That was a decoy, lays it off to Toni Kroos instead. Now Marcelo into the penalty area left hand side. Here comes the cross, the attempted cross by Asensio. Good defending, Kimmich, and he puts it out for a throw in. Real Madrid remain on the attack. They've a throw on the left hand side. Yeah,
and again brilliant stuff from Cristiano Ronaldo there, and he has just comes alive for little periods when he's on the ball there, and his movement was brilliant. He played the ball off to Marcelo and then got himself in towards the penalty spot, and had the ball been delivered he was free there, but Marcelo couldn't find him.
Bayern Munich, top of the Bundesliga, champions already. They're 22 points clear of the nearest challengers, Schalke. Real Madrid third in La Liga in Spain. They are 15 points behind Barcelona. They still have to play Barcelona. There's another El Clasico between now and the end of the season. But priority now is the Champions League for Real Madrid as Varane tries to loop one over the top. Ronaldo ran after it, but the goalkeeper...
I have no idea why Bayern went out like that. They played down an incredibly high line. You do that when a player hasn't got time on the ball. And I think it was Varane who was on the ball there. There's no one closing them down. I think they got that completely wrong. It was just Varane who put a little bit too much meat on it.
Here's Casemiro trying to turn. Javi Martinez, good defending by Javi Martinez. And Bayern Munich clear it away. Now they've got a chance of a counter-attack. Thiago Alcantara. The crowd all around us get to their feet. Thomas Muller, right inside, just outside the penalty area. Floats it across. Lewandowski's up. Wins the header. He was trying to cushion it down. There was no one arriving. James Rodriguez came too late. And it's shoved out for a corner by Real Madrid. But Bayern looked so dangerous there.
Well, once again, look where the play comes from. It's that left-back area where Marcelo isn't there. Muller gets himself in a good position. Lots and lots of space. One centre-back has to come out. That means that Lewandowski's only got one man marking him. He went to the back post. He was really lucky the ball was just half a yard behind him.
Here comes the corner. James Rodriguez from the far side. Rafael Varane gets up and makes a good defensive header and gets it well outside the penalty area. Oh, and there's a mistake by Rafinha. Now, chance for Real Madrid. Lucas Vazquez. He's got to play in Asensio. This could be it. Asensio scores! Left-footed finish. As cool as you like. And from 1-0 down, the Champions League holders, Real Madrid, have turned it around in this semi-final first leg. They now lead 2-1, and it's Marco Asensio and Bayern Munich have shot themselves in the foot. That was a terrible mistake by Rafinha.
Absolutely awful. It's 2 against 2 at the back there. They're on the ball. You should be comfortable, but he panics, and when he panics in that situation, he's not good back. It's 2-1. There's still a good bit to do. You need to make sure you make the right passes at the right times. They did exactly that. Quality players. They never looked as if they were panicked at any point in time. Asensio 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper there, really calm. Could I call that a Salah-esque finish, the way he's gone with his left foot there, down to just to the left hand side, or the left hand of the goalkeeper. Raphinha can't believe that he's made that mistake. He wouldn't have been first choice tonight. Alaba would have been first choice. He's been brought in with him injured. And by the way, Zinedine Zidane, he's brought on a substitute and he's only gone and scored. He's not a bad manager, that guy.
It is an 11th goal in all competitions this season for Marco Asensio. It's his first goal actually since February. But what an important goal for Zinedine Zidane's team, who've got this wonderful record against Bayern Munich. They've won their last 5 matches against Bayern, and they've got 2 away goals tonight, and they've got the lead in this semi-final first leg. Corner for Bayern Munich, played in by James Rodriguez, headed away at the front post by Real Madrid. Modric battles for it on the edge of the penalty area. Kimmich is only able to give it away towards Lucas Vazquez, and then good work by Hummels to try and take it down, and then an excellent tackle by Marcelo gets it back for Real Madrid, and then after all his good work, Marcelo scuffs the clearance and puts it out for a Bayern Munich throw. It's got a little bit frantic here, which only makes it all the more easy in the eye, I think, from the neutral's point of view, because this is a game where you feel anything could happen now. Here comes Frank Ribery, attacking down the left-hand side. Vazquez the defender. Ribery's turned him inside out. Good recovery by Vazquez. Ribery again! Shoots! Well saved by the goalkeeper. Keylor Navas ran off his goal line there. He got close to smother the shot. He narrowed the angle. Frank Ribery has suddenly grown in to become a big presence in this game.
To be fair, he's the best player in the Bayern team at the moment, by a decent distance. So I'll tell you what, missing that chance, it's pricked his pride, there's no doubt about that. He's playing very, very well now. He's lively, he's up for it, and he's getting little bits of breaks, but he's making good use of those breaks as well. However, his team are still behind, and you feel it's a little bit unfair on them, to be fair.
Bayern Munich 1, Real Madrid 2. For listeners who weren't with us in the first half, Frank Ribery wasted a really good opportunity, played through 1-on-1 and he couldn't control the ball. Here is Asensio, who has given Real Madrid the lead. Nicolas Zula, the substitute central defender, comes out to put pressure on him. Bayern regain possession and they build their way out of attack, and this is Javi Martinez back to Raphinha, the man who carelessly gave away the ball to allow Real Madrid get that second.
Do you know, it's more that, yes, it was careless, but it was panicked. That was the thing that surprised me. It was panicked because we've been talking about it, and you mentioned it first, the fact that the pass is so comfortable and so well at the back usually.
Here comes James Rodriguez, he's ridden the challenge very well from Casemiro. Now Ribery's into the penalty area, tries to cut it back. He's been tackled by Carvajal, and it goes out for a corner. There's all high fives from the Real Madrid defenders for Carvajal, and they've got their noses in front now, and they want to keep it that way. But a corner to Bayern Munich, and no let up from the Bayern fans. They are continuing to make as much noise as ever.
I tell you what, Carvajal, he needs to do something. He's not getting anywhere near close enough to Ribery just now.
Here comes the corner, played in from the far side, very high, too high, sails over the head of Javi Martinez, and that goes out for a throw-in, left full-back position for Real Madrid, who were 1 down in the first half and have come back now to lead 2-1, and they may not be firing in all cylinders domestically in Spain, and they've been way off the pace of Barcelona. But Real Madrid are hunting for a 3rd Champions League title in a row, and no team has won it 3 years in a row since Bayern Munich back in the 1970s.
Yeah, and it's before that it was Ajax, wasn't it? So it's a very unusual thing to happen. It would be, what a phenomenal feather on the cap of Zidane that would be for let's be honest, a rookie manager.
We've reached the hour mark. Still no goal for Cristiano Ronaldo, who scored in every game that Real Madrid have played in the Champions League so far this season. Scored in all 6 group games. Scored in both legs of the last 16, both legs of the quarter-finals. Tonight, though, the Real Madrid goals from Marcelo and from Asensio. Bayern Munich must come from behind. This is Raphinha, far side of the field from us, the left for Bayern Munich. Plays it on to Frank Ribery, it's almost like they've transformed whoever was playing in the first half and replaced him with the real Frank Ribery. Here comes Modric. There's appeals that Lewandowski's been fouled. The referee plays on. Bayern Munich regain possession. Lewandowski's been urged by his teammates to get up. They're not going to put it out for him. They say, come on, get up, get on with it. And eventually Lewandowski does get back to his feet. Bayern Munich have got possession with James Rodriguez.
To be fair, I think he was kicked there. I feel a bit harsh on him, but his team have to play at a high tempo. There's no point slowing this game down.
This is Thiago, came out as an early sub for the injured Ian Robben. Ribery, rejuvenated figure on that left wing now for Bayern Munich, plays it back in field through Rafinha. Thiago onto Javi Martinez, midway inside the Real Madrid half. There's room now for Joshua Kimmich on the right hand side, the right back who gave Bayern Munich the lead in the first half. Support from James Rodriguez here. They're going from left to right, back over to left again, all on the edge of the Real Madrid penalty area. Ribery now is going to try and pick the lock, goes around Carvajal, who's struggling against Ribery at the moment. Not a great pass back to Thiago, who's going to steady himself and settle, and it sits up for Ribery, and he shoots on target, and it's saved away by Keylor Navas. And just when the danger seemed to have evaporated there, it fell for Ribery in the penalty area. He shot low and it was saved.
But you're taking nothing away from Ribery there. You do shoot low, you get lots of pace on it, but from that angle it is a long shot. You shouldn't beat the keeper from there. But then again, remember back to the first half in Kimmich, he shot from that sort of angle, and because the goalkeeper wasn't good enough, he managed to get it in, but that time it was saved, and saved well.
So it's been played 100 miles an hour this second half, and we just had a little bit of a break here. Real Madrid have got a player down injured.
Well, it's interesting the way he went down there, because
Carvajal, I think he's going to have to come off.
Yeah, because there was nobody near them, and quite often when a player goes down when there's nobody near you, that's a muscular thing. You've done some damage and you ain't coming back on again. And he just stopped. He could have played on. They had the ball in their possession, and he's right in front of all those, the loudest group of Bayern fans. So I think they're reminding him that he's managed to fall or sit down a yard on the pitch as opposed to a yard off it.
Carvajal, who's been turned inside out by Frank Ribery in this second half.
They will change him. I mean, you don't get down for that.
It's interesting what they're doing. So they're taking off a right back, Real Madrid, and they're going to bring on a centre forward, Karim Benzema, who scored against Bayern here in the semi-final 4 years ago. He's got his nose in front, Zinedine Zidane, but he doesn't want to sit back and defend it. He wants to build on it. He's taking off a defender, albeit injured, and he's bringing on Benzema, the striker.
Right, well, I'm really struggling to see what he's going to do here. I have to keep a real close eye on this. Carvajal doesn't want to come off now. He's decided he wants to stay on, but
they had clearly indicated, the physio was twirling the hands the whole lot. Carvajal says now I can play. Benzema stripped and ready to go. The fourth official has already got the numbers typed into the board, and he's just been, gentleman in a navy suit has just tapped him on the arm and says, whoa, 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 hold your horses. And they're not going to make the change just yet.
Good luck telling Benzema to go and sit down again. I don't think he's going to take that particularly well.
He's not sitting down, is he? He's like, I'm coming on. He's stretched and he's ready to go, Karim Benzema. This is 5 Live for the BBC. We've played 20 minutes of the second half now. Bayern Munich 1, Real Madrid 2. Kimmich has possession 10 yards outside the Real Madrid penalty area. Right hand side as Bayern come forward. He's got James Rodriguez with him, back into a more central location to Javi Martinez. Nice little 1-2 with Mats Hummels. Bayern trying to at least exude an air of confidence here, even though this is not quite panning out as they would have hoped. They're 2-1 down at home in the first leg. Great ball from Muller though, into the penalty area. James Rodriguez challenged by Casemiro. Good work by Casemiro. Puts it out for a corner. Corner to Bayern. And now Carvajal is down again, and the Bayern Munich fans are going, well, hang on a minute ago you said you're fine, now you're down, time wasting again. And the boos and the whistles for Carvajal, but we all know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's wasting as much time as possible, and that's a normal thing to do in these situations. He's got himself now in the middle of the pitch, so that he's got they can't roll him off to the side and make that change quickly, but he's got up now, and he's walking slowly. Very, very strange behaviour, but I think he is injured.
It's like he's walking on a travelator at an airport or something. He's going so slowly, and he's just moving his feet, but he's hardly actually gaining any distance.
Really intriguing though. Really intriguing to see who puts it right back now, because you've got Ribery who's got this new lease of life in this second half now. You're going to have to get somebody out there who can mark. I mean, do they stick Casemiro? Do they ask Vasquez to come a little bit further back? Because you're certainly not going to ask Benzema to go and play it right full back.
So the right back Carvajal comes off, the centre forward Benzema comes on.
Well, they could go to a 3 at the back, but that will absolutely devastate Marcelo, who doesn't want to play that far back.
Zinedine Zidane using all the dark arts. That substitution has taken about 3 minutes. Here comes Kimmich. Good cross towards the back post. Rising header from Hummels. Falls out from Muller. Must be. Oh, how did he not put that in? This huge appeal for a penalty. Gotta be a penalty. Just when Thomas Muller was about to pull the trigger, he dramatically was upended in the box. But we've got to see a replay of that one. Bayern Munich screaming for a penalty. Real Madrid get away with it. Asensio tries to pick out Benzema and it breaks down.
Well, funnily enough, I keep on watching Muller. He's not complaining. He stopped. I thought he would complain because it just looked as if he had to pull the trigger. There was a goal in front of him there, and then he went straight to ground. So you're right, we've got to see a replay of this.
Bayern Munich 1, Real Madrid 2. It's intriguing. The winner goes through over 2 legs to the Champions League final in Kiev, either Liverpool or Roma. Liverpool with a big advantage after last night at Anfield. Muller here closes down Ramos, and that goes out for a throw into Real Madrid, left full-back position for them. If you're just tuning our way tonight, Joshua Kimmich put Bayern in front. Marcelo equalised before half-time. Asensio has made it 2-1 to Real Madrid in the second half, and we're now getting to see this replay.
It's kind of 50-50, I think, Connor, because he's going to go and make a kick at it, but he's actually kicked and Varane's been in his way when he's pulled his leg back, and I suspect he's kicked Varane as much as Miller's been kicked himself, so I think the referee might have actually got that right.
Just to paint the picture for the listeners at home, this was only 2, maximum 3 yards out, goalkeeper nowhere near it, goal gaping in front of them, and any touch at all, off a knee, off his backside, anything from Muller, it would have gone in. And as he tries to strike the ball, he collides with Varane and he hits the deck. No penalty. Here is Ribery cutting into the bit around Modric, shoots across the face of goal, and it took a deflection, and it goes for a corner once again. Bayern Munich racking up the corners, but can they get the second goal to level the game?
And if Ribery wasn't high before, they've taken that very quickly. Wow, the whole Real Madrid defence were not ready there. Only one player was paying attention, and that was Marcelo. The rest of them just standing completely statuesque. And if had Marcelo not been lively for it, Muller was right behind him for a tap-in.
We're just past the midway point of the second half. Still a quarter of this game remaining. Ribery, who's found fresh rejuvenation on the far side, runs into Modric this time and loses possession. Lucas Vazquez clears it away. Just in terms of the change, it looks like Casemiro has gone in at right back, but very much supported by Lucas Vazquez. It's almost like they're playing 2 players at right back, really, since Carvajal has gone off. Maybe it's more Lucas Vazquez with Casemiro in front of him.
It's kind of the obvious thing to do. It is the obvious thing to do, but Vazquez is not good at defending, so he'll have to get as much help as possible. That's why Casemiro will go over there every time Ribery gets the ball. I suspect Modric will spend a good deal of time over there helping him as well.
Cristiano Ronaldo gave the ball away there. He's had a quiet second half. Thiago for Bayern Munich, out to Ribery again. He's become the outlet time and time. He sends a little back heel towards Rafinha, who's in the box. Now it's Lewandowski. This is good from Bayern Munich. Ribery gets involved once more. Casemiro back helping out Vazquez, doubling up on Ribery, and Real Madrid are able to clear it away. Ronaldo controls. He's pushed to the back. He falls to the ground. The referee says no free kick. Throw into Real Madrid.
No, he's just thrown himself to the ground on that occasion. As the two sides, or one of the many sides of Cristiano Ronaldo, there are games sometimes where you think, well, you're just looking for the free kicks at the moment. He's had a few of them so far, but we know that he can turn it into something extra special at any moment. To be fair, watching it the way it's played out just now, Benzema hasn't played up front and Ronaldo come off him. Benzema's actually gone and played almost in the right wing, which is a very strange way to play.
Here come Bayern Munich once again. Modric does good work in the midfield to get it back for Real Madrid. On the halfway line, floats it over the top. Now here's Ronaldo. Looked like a handball. Controls it, shoots and scores! Referee, though, will disallow it. It did look like a handball. Oh, it was a world-class finish for Cristiano Ronaldo, but he's handled it to control it, and the goal doesn't stand.
Yeah, I think we all agreed it's one of those ones where it's the upper arm. It's the upper arm. No, it's not. It's more than that. It's just about wrist. Definitely got that one right, referee.
But doesn't that just sum up the danger of Ronaldo? He's done nothing in this second half, and then suddenly he pops up and he's banging it into the back of the net. It was a beautiful finish, but he had handled it to control it.
And a lovely ball by Modric as well, through to him. But It's easy to do that when you get Ronaldo on the end of it.
2-1 to Real Madrid. Another Madrid goal now, and Bayern are in huge trouble in the tie. Good work though by Hummels to regain possession. That was Ribery charging back there to win possession. He looks a completely different player to the man who played in the
I mean, he had the stinker for about 35 minutes. You don't hide it. He didn't lose a goodbye to anyone. He didn't want to use any pace. But then again, he is a bit older. Well, I went for a run along the river today, and it probably took me about 40 minutes to get going as well, to be fair.
Cristiano Ronaldo's just bent down to tie his shoelaces. He thought for a moment he had scored there. Just a little reminder to Bayern Munich, as they push forward here looking for an equaliser, they can't afford to leave gaps at the back, because Ronaldo will punish them. He's cutting quite a frustrated figure down there. Look, he's still having a go at the official there. He's talking to the fourth official. He's saying, no, it was my shoulder. Look at him, he's talking to the referee. He says, shoulder. And the referee says, no, it's a handball.
I tell you what, Cristiano, you actually might have even talked yourself into it, but you've not talked any of us into it.
That's definitely a handball.
Yeah, definitely a handball. Absolutely 100%. Never should have stood.
Bayern Munich 1, Real Madrid 2. He would love to continue this run of scoring in every game, of course, in the Champions League. Cristiano Ronaldo.
What, do you think he worries about individual
accolades? Yeah, I think he does, yeah. Ronaldo takes a throw too quickly. Referee says no, it's from the wrong place.
That's about it. No, he said there's two balls on the pitch.
There wasn't, to be fair.
Well, it was just off the pitch and it was bouncing about.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I think you let that go.
Yeah.
That's just clever play. That's sharp.
There was another ball on the side of the pitch, but it wasn't on the pitch. But anyway,
you know what he would argue? He would argue, well, the opposition don't know which one of those balls you're going to play.
Yeah.
And that's what they would argue.
Real Madrid looking a bit more comfortable now. They've had to withstand quite a storm from Bayern Munich in this second half, but crucially they've scored a goal on the break through Marco Asensio. Free kick given here now for the foul and Luka Modric, and the Bayern Munich fans are restless, and there's a few decisions going against them now. Free kick to Real Madrid, crossing position on the right hand side.
I think it's more than that. I think that should be a yellow card for Alcantara. First of all, he's just went over and thumped Modric. He's not even tried to tie. I think he's went for him there, and then he turns around and shouts and balls at the referee.
Do you know what? He is just, now we don't know what he said there, but he's put his fingers in circular shapes around his eyes, basically said to the referee, you need glasses, which that's quite dangerous to do in the referee's face.
He's very, very fortunate not to get a yellow card there. Very fortunate indeed.
Let's see what Real Madrid do with the free kick. Toni Kroos to take, right footed delivery, Ronaldo gets up off the deck, couldn't quite get his head to it. Hummels is able to clear it away. Flicked on by Ribery, back in by Modric. That's very good. Now Casemiro crosses. Oh, it's too high for Ronaldo, and it floats over his head and it goes out for a throw. And now Bayern Munich are going to make their third and final change, and Jupp Heynckes has waited until the final quarter of an hour. He had to make the first two subs early because of injuries. This one's tactical. On comes Corentin Tolisso, the French midfielder, and off comes Javi Martinez. No doubt that Tolisso is more attacking minded than Martinez.
Yeah, but he will play that central midfield area, won't he? So, I mean, he'll get about, he'll have more legs. I mean, he'll probably have more legs than Javi Martinez anyway. I mean, he's not always the most noted for his pace.
Hang on, is Benzema into the penalty area, charges through Hummels, keeps the shot low and on target. Good save by Sven Ulreich. Goalkeeper was one-on-one for a moment there. That's the first proper chance Benzema has had since coming on.
Tell you what, it gets on to in a flash, doesn't it? There, he looks really comfortable out on that right-hand side. Actually, he's moved a little bit more central now, but coming in from the right there, he looks really good. Referee has got in the way there. That's not made the Bayern fans very happy at all.
Bayern give away possession. What was Gareth Bale be thinking though? Not in the starting 11, and now Zidane has brought on two different attacking players. First Asensio, then Benzema, and it just shows how far Bale has fallen down in the pecking order. And yet, you look at his stats, and he's scored a goal every 2 games this season, and that, you know, he hasn't even started the way. He's started 16 games, 6 substitute appearances, 22 goals in La Liga for Gareth Bale.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, some players look at that and think, hey, I can elongate my career because I'm not playing all the time. I do not think Gareth Bale's like that. I think he would like to be playing. I'd like to be. I mean, you put him in most teams and he's a star player in most teams. By the way, terrible.
Bayern Munich are not really standing up the way we thought they might do. They have been surprised by Real Madrid tonight. They are unsettled at home. we mentioned before kick-off at Mark Chapman how dominant they are in their domestic league, and they're not used to coming to, the coach, Jupp Heynckes, since he's come back in charge, they haven't lost here at home. They haven't lost at home all season. And yet here they are 2-1 down, and you can tell it's not a scenario that they're comfortable. It's not a scenario they've any experience of this year.
It's also a big psychological thing when you have created a whole bunch of chances.
Yeah.
And you've not, and you're 2-1 down, and you're thinking we've probably played quite well.
Now Casemiro has fouled James Rodriguez. This is 8-9 yards outside the penalty area. Free kick at a central location for Bayern Munich.
We're just looking at the referee, he's going to go for a yellow card again there. I mean, certainly I think it was a decent attempt for the ball. Whether he got there in time or not, when the referee has got the yellow card. I mean, to be honest, I'm watching James Rodriguez's reaction. It's one of those ones, there's two rows, and then there's a wee sneaky look round at the referee. So sometimes it's a wee giveaway that there's been a touch, but he's not injured, he's fine. But he's rolling about, made sure the referee had to make a decision, and he did.
12 and a half minutes to play, plus the stoppages. The Allianz Arena's got a little bit quieter now. It's all relatively speaking, it's still a wall of noise, but it was deafening earlier on. Bayern Munich supporters, is this to be another defeat to Real Madrid? They talk of a jinx and a curse and whatever Real Madrid hold over them, but Bayern Munich do not enjoy playing against this particular Spanish team as Thiago Alcantara takes the free kick. The back post, it was Zula, the central defender, who nodded it down. He couldn't pick out a teammate, and Real Madrid quite comfortably were able to clear away.
Yeah, the ball came down out of the sky there to Rafinha, and he thought about taking it under control for a moment and thought, no, I am not going to take any more chances, after he completely blew it and caused the second goal. So he just headed it back. One of the things that's kind of very noticeable about Bayern, the amount of chances they've had from simple crosses into the box, nothing complicated, sometimes from corners, sometimes from free kicks. I think they just wish it was Lewandowski was getting on the end of them. He's got on the end of one. The rest of the time it's been falling to centre backs, and they've not been able to control those headers.
Ramos, slightly clumsy defending, but he gets away with it by hoofing it into the crowd on the far side. Bayern Munich, who Pat mentioned earlier how quickly they take the corners. They got the multi-ball system here, and it's almost too effective. 2 balls on the pitch. Referee, I think wisely, just says that's fine, there are 2 balls on the pitch, but not getting in the way, play on. Here's James Rodriguez, plays it out to Ribery on the left hand side. Vasquez is backing away from him. Ribery into the penalty area, scoops it up into the body of Vasquez, and out for a corner to Bayern Munich on the left hand side.
They're scared to death of Ribery now. He's not even doing anything, he's just jogging towards them. They're all backpedaling all the way in towards the 6-yard line. That's the winger's delight. No one tackles him, he just backs off.
Real Madrid a little bit pinned back, but with the lead. 2-1 in their favour. The goals from Marcelo and Asensio. And is Zinedine Zidane going to take a crucial away lead here in the first leg of this semi-final, as the corner is played in and headed away? Rafinha collects it near the centre circle.
Don't think he was taking any chances there, was he, Rafinha? Same position.
Same position, he gave it away for the Asensio goal, yes. Here is Thiago back over to Rafinha once again. Benzema jogs across to put pressure on him, but here comes Ribery once more. Left-footed cross this time, hangs in the air, too high for Mats Hummels, who's stayed forward from the corner, the central defender, and Marcelo, very experienced, just allows the ball bounce, and he shepherds and protects it, and it goes out of play, and he knew that it was going to be a throw into Real Madrid. His 87th game in the Champions League tonight for Marcelo. Sergio Ramos is making his 112th appearance in the Champions League. I mean, they know their way around this competition, these Real Madrid defenders, and they may not always keep clean sheets, but they know how to get a job done, and they've won this competition in each of the last 2 years. Here is Rafinha, midway inside the Real Madrid half. Bayern Munich beginning to run out of time into the last 10 minutes now.
They've actually looked as if they've run out a few ideas as well. Just the last, as you say, 10 minutes or so, it's nothing other than, a ball lumped into the box looking for Lewandowski. Other than that, there's nothing particularly sophisticated. You look at the other teams you talk about, Liverpool, obviously, your Barcelonas, even Manchester City. I mean, they're doing some really intriguing, interesting things from midfield. At the moment, you're not seeing a lot of that from Bayern Munich. It's not particularly sophisticated.
Sergio Ramos sells a dummy in the edge of his own penalty area, turns left-footed with the white boots, plays it over the halfway line. Benzema flicks it on. Asensio pushes Zula, It was a big dramatic jump in the air from Zula. I don't think the push would have made him fall like that, but he was getting the referee's attention, and free kick is awarded to Bayern Munich.
And apart from anything, by the height of him and by the way he went down, I think it probably was 7.1 in the Richter scale. He's a monster, isn't he? Huge. He's actually not made any mistakes since he's come on, and it's a tough thing to come on if you're a centre back not ready for it, unexpectedly, because Boateng, his injury was immediate and he had to come off immediately.
Here comes Luka Modric, a good surge through the midfield. He's got Ronaldo outside the penalty area on the right hand side, 3 players in the box. Ronaldo turns, gives it off short to Lucas Vazquez, plays a 1-2 with Modric, tries to get on the end of it. Good defending by Bayern Munich to hold him up. They just veered him away from the ball there. It was not quite obstruction, but in that general area they did well to remain on the right side of the law. And the ball is cleared away. Right, here comes the change. Mateo Kovacic, the Croatian, will come on in place of Casemiro, who is on a yellow card, and Zidane doesn't want any reds.
I think you've nailed it there, Connor. I don't think Casemiro's done anything wrong. I don't think he's playing badly or anything. But you do not want to go down to 10 men and give any opportunities in these last 7.5 minutes plus injury time that we've got to go. So taking him off will take an eternity to walk off that field. Kovacic, similar sort of position. Maybe not, because Casemiro always plays, doesn't he? He always plays. So he's certainly second string in comparison, but he'll do the same job.
Yeah, Casemiro very much a favourite of Zidane's. Ever since Zidane got the job, he's put the Brazilian into the middle of the midfield. Gets a big warm high five from the coach as he passes him and takes his seat down on the bench. And on comes Kovacic, former Inter Milan player. 6th appearance for him in the Champions League this season. So last night we had Liverpool getting the first leg advantage to take to Rome next week. Real Madrid going to have an advantage to take back to the Bernabeu next Tuesday, a game that you can hear live here on BBC Radio 5 Live as Thiago pushes the ball out towards Rafinha, and now Ribery has looked a creative spark on that left wing in this second half, and if anyone can inspire Bayern Munich back into the game, it might be him. Thomas Muller, relatively by his standards, has had a quiet game, but he still remains that threat, and the man who scored 4 goals in his last 2 matches, Thomas Muller, could yet have a big say in this outcome of the game. 6 minutes to play of normal time. Ball is played from a deep position in midfield by Thiago Alcantara out towards Kimmich on the right hand side. Heavy first touch to control it. Great speed though to get on and keep the ball for himself. James Rodriguez then is challenged by Kovacic on the edge of the Real Madrid penalty area, and then Kimmich lunges in and puts the ball out of play for a Real Madrid throw.
Just a lack of sophistication and artistry in that final third, and you're seeing Kimmich going a little bit further up now, and he's almost playing in 1-to-1 against Marcelo now, which is an intriguing battle on its own because they're both 2 fantastic players. But it's almost as if he's the one most likely to make a special little pass, and he's the right fullback.
The last 3 times that Bayern Munich have reached the semi-finals of the Champions League, they have been eliminated. Once again, is it Real Madrid to be their foe? Kimmich on the right hand side. Marcelo comes to close him down. James Rodriguez, it's a good crossfield ball. Rafinha picks it up on the edge of the penalty area. Modric crouching low in front of him. Back to Thiago, just outside the box. Now Ribery gets involved. Left hand side for Bayern Munich. Hangs in a high cross. Too high for Kimmich. Oh, Marcelo wasn't ready for it. Ramos comes, uncertain as well. There's a little nudge in there by Lewandowski, but no firm touch, and it just won't come down into a shooting position for Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid are able to clear it away. But just for a moment there was uncertainty in defence for Madrid.
There was, and I think it's because Marcelo being so left-footed, he tried to clear with his right and made a real mess of it.
Kovacic has been challenged by James Rodriguez. Kovacic is down, play on, says the referee. Kovacic gets back up to his feet. He knows his team can't afford to be playing with 10 now, with 4.5 minutes to play. Ribery, ball close to his feet, little touches, left hand side, 2 defenders come out to him. Varane is going to get it off him. Referee says a foul by Lucas Vazquez. Free kick to Bayern Munich, crossing position on the left hand side. It's Bayern 1, Real Madrid 2 on 5 Live.
Extraordinarily clever there from front. Ribery, he knows he's not going to get the pace to get by his defender. That was a defenders plural. And he waits and waits and waits, and then almost runs into him and takes the hit and gets a free kick, as we say. Very dangerous position. And I have to say, if I was expecting Bayern to score at any point this evening, it would be again from one of these either corner kicks or free kicks in this sort of wide position.
Bayern Munich have not lost at home all season. Can they produce the late goal here and bring it on level terms to Madrid next week? Here comes the free kick played in. Varane with a good header away. Rafinha hits it on the volley, but it was straight at Sergio Ramos, who's able to clear. Bayern Munich come again. Kimmich on the right hand side. Ronaldo this time making the challenge. Ball goes out of play for a Real Madrid throw. And Cristiano Ronaldo, who's not renowned for his tracking back, he conserves his energy for where he needs it elsewhere in the pitch. Even he realises that it's all hands on deck now.
I think Kimmich was absolutely devastated there because he brought the ball out of the sky, has 1-on-1 with a defender, looked up and saw that it was Ronaldo and realised he ain't going to outrun him. So well done Ronaldo. Doesn't do it often, but he does it when he does defend, he does well.
So Zinedine Zidane, who came into his managerial career, won the Champions League without having had a full season in charge. Then last season was his first season in charge, won the Champions League again. They've won the Club World Cup the last couple of seasons. I mean, you can say what you like, but he is delivering the big silverware. And are they about to take a huge step here, Real Madrid, towards another Champions League final? Mind you, the way we've seen second leg comebacks this season, the Champions League, who knows? Here's Lewandowski, he comes in. Good save by Keylor Navas again. That was a chance. Big chance for Bayern Munich. And the Real Madrid goalkeeper saved.
Well, I think he saved as well, just by the way the angle is, but they've given a goal kick. And to be fair, if that's a goal kick, you've got to think Lewandowski's got to do a wee bit better than that. And Lewandowski, he's not complaining, so it's got to be a bad miss.
Maybe he's trying to sandwich it over the goalkeeper, and wow, I couldn't believe that was off target because it was so off target.
You and I together agreed completely. I was shocked when it wasn't. He always gets them on target, and that's a great opportunity there for him to at least get a shot on target and make the keeper make a save. He didn't do so.
Lewandowski, who scored 39 goals in 43 games this season before tonight, but he's not had his shooting boots on this evening. He had that header in the first half he put straight at the goalkeeper. That was a glorious chance he's put wide. Now he tries to flick it through to Thomas Muller. Ramos, the goalkeeper was coming out, and he's been a bit high risk there and cleared it away, but Marcelo helps him, and Real Madrid do get it clear. But now Bayern Munich pick it up again with Kimmich. 10 yards inside the Real Madrid half. Good ball to the right hand side to Tolisso. Here comes a cross. Lewandowski, it's a poor touch. I think he's trying too hard in there now. Rafinha lunges in. Kovacic rides one challenge, then another, taken down by Thiago. Referee blows the whistle, reaches for the yellow card. Yellow card for Thiago. Free kick for Real Madrid for the foul on Kovacic. And a chance for Real Madrid to just waste a bit of time here. Into the last minute of normal time we go.
Do you know about 3 seconds before that tackle actually happened? I'm sure the referee was reaching for a yellow card anyway. You could see that coming an absolute mile away. Got himself in the wrong position with the ball and then had to make a challenge where he knew he wasn't going to win it. So it was a stick-on yellow card. To be honest, a sensible one as well because the break was absolutely on there.
Just looking around the body language of the Bayern Munich fans, this clearly hasn't gone the way they expected tonight, but there's still a lot of smiles here. There's still, it's okay, there's no panic, it's 2-1, there's still 90 minutes to play next week. Here's Asensio, back to Marcelo. Another Real Madrid goal though, and those Bayern fans will be very, very worried. Marcelo's claiming he was fouled on the edge of the box. Referee says no.
They won't be stopping for him, I'll tell you that right now.
Real Madrid temporarily down to 10. 4 minutes have been added on for stoppage time. Ribery leaves it for Rafinha. That's genius. Here comes the cross in the middle. It's just flicked away by Varane. Otherwise it could have fallen to Lewandowski. Marcelo's back on his feet, but he's way out of position. So it's still like Real Madrid are playing with 10. Here is Rafinha, just outside the penalty area. Left-hand side, hangs it in really high. It bounces over to Tolisso, and he's not able to keep it in play, and that's a waste.
That's infuriating. Part of the problem in the second half is when the balls have been coming in for that left-hand side, they've just had too much air on them. They've not been whipped in. So anytime the Bayern forwards have been able to get ahead on them, they've really not been able to redirect the power, and sometimes it's basically just been too much air on them, and they've gone out for throw-ins and corner kicks. So the quality of the crosses when they've got into good positions, that will have infuriated Muller and much more so Lewandowski.
Stoppage time at the end of this semi-final first leg, in which we have seen 3 goals scored. Bayern Munich, who took the lead this evening, but Real Madrid, the holders, have turned it around, and Marcelo and Asensio, the goal scorers. This will do Zidane nicely if they can hold on to it, but Varane has just given the ball away. Here is Ribery running at the penalty area, charging at it. He's got James Rodriguez with him on the left-hand side, has to turn around Vasquez. Good defending by Vasquez to hold up the Colombian. Now, Hummels plays it forward. Modric wins the header on the edge of the penalty area. Benzema with a chance to break, and Bayern Munich have committed a lot of players forward. Not quite sure what Benzema's doing. He plays it out towards Ronaldo, who's clearly offside. And Ronaldo blasts the ball away, trying to waste time.
I'm happy you said clearly offside. I couldn't see Ronaldo over there because he was running beside the assistant referee, right in line with them. And it was actually at one point there, just for a few seconds, it was a 4 against 3. And to be fair, Ronaldo should not have been offside. It was tight though, I'm not sure it was.
I think the reason it's clear because he was in front of the assistant. The assistant's level with the ball, Ronaldo's in front of him, but I know what you mean.
Well, no one's got a better view of it in this stadium than the assistant referee, so you must have seen it.
Bayern Munich 1, Real Madrid 2. Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be at the Emirates. Europa League semi-final. Is there to be one last trophy for Arsene Wenger? Arsenal have got a difficult semi-final though against Atletico Madrid. We'll have commentary tomorrow night on 5 Live. We'll also be in Madrid next week for the second leg of that tie as Benzema stretches and loses the ball and Tolisso flicks it out to Ribery. You just get the feeling Bayern Munich are going to get one last big chance here. The question is, can they take it? Ribery, challenged by Lucas. What a brilliant play that is from Lucas Vasquez, who's not normally a right back. He wins the ball off Ribery. He plays a very good ball, and now Modric brings it up to the halfway line. Hummels working hard to win it back again for Bayern Munich. Zidane not happy with that. Bouncing around down there in his technical area. Bayern come forward with Kimmich. Tolisso's hesitant to the ball, and Ronaldo nearly got it off him, and then that forced Rafinha to clear. It's excellent from Cristiano Ronaldo. He chased down 3 different Bayern Munich players there. He forced the mistake, and Bayern gave up possession.
And right in front of us there's about 20-25 mad Real Madrid fans right in front of us, and they went absolutely mad there when Cristiano Ronaldo chased back. Actually, for a moment he was throwing his arms in the air, frustration, and then he thought, I better stop doing that. Chased back and stopped the attack.
Here is James Rodriguez, midway inside the Real Madrid half. Rafinha outside, rolls it under his studs. Now he's got Ribery. Ribery gets all the way to the byline, tries to pull it back too close to the goalkeeper, and saved by Keylor Navas. I've noticed those fans as well. There's Real Madrid fans in amongst the Bayern Munich supporters. Obviously we saw the scenes at Anfield yesterday, whatever, but I found it very refreshing that they've been allowed be animated, be vocal, and no one's, fair enough, it's a game of football, and I can see people there with their plastic glasses of beer, and it's
no, there's no bad feeling at all.
Everyone is getting on, and as it should be.
Yeah, no discomfort at all.
Referee puts his whistle to his mouth and blows the full-time whistle. Are Real Madrid going to do it again? Do they hold the hex over Bayern Munich? A 2-1 lead to bring back to Madrid next week, and it's the first time this season that Bayern Munich have been beaten at home. They've got to pick themselves up and dust themselves down and try and get back into this in what has been, Pat Nevin, the season of comebacks in the Champions League. Can Bayern Munich raise up one more?
Yeah, possibly so. We should actually mention there's very strange things happening on the field just now. 3, 4 young men have actually got onto the field and they're sprinting around. They've been rugby tackled with some zest and some zeal, it has to be said, by the vast majority of the pretty impressive stewards have got on there. They've gone at a decent pace.
There is some rugby tackling going on down there that would not be out of place at Twickenham. I'm not sure what that's all about. Few individuals trying to run onto the pitch. Tony Cruz appeared to be the target who they wanted to get close to, but excellent stewarding, and those members of the public are being led away. But in terms of the football tonight, Bayern Munich thought it was all going their own way. Joshua Kimmich put them 1 up after 28 minutes, but you've got to credit Real Madrid, who raise their game for the big matches, and Marcelo and Asensio scored to turn it around, and this first leg has ended. Bayern Munich 1, Real Madrid 2.